Hey everyone, this is Chris Kendall. This will be my fourth video for Dr. Jones' Psychology and Social Media class. Today the topic is something that's a bit personal to me. I'm going to talk about depression. I don't know if you all knew this, but major depressive disorders affect approximately 14.8 million adult Americans each year, or about 6.7% or so of the population over the age of 18. It's also said to be associated as the leading cause of 2/3 of the reported 30,000 suicides in the U.S. every year. Depression hurts, man. It hurts in more ways than one. Depression almost never occurs alone. It's like cancer. It can coexist with things like substance abuse disorder, bipolar disorder, many other things. As you guys can see, I'm having a hard time talking about this. I'm usually not this quiet. That's because I've had my own experiences with depression. Yeah. I was 14 years old the first time I felt that way. Like I was being left out for some reason I could never understand. You see, from my youngest ages, when I first went deaf, I kind of lost my friends. All of a sudden I was different. I wasn't the same anymore. I was shunned. I was the thing to be pointed at, looked at, spoken of in whispers. It wasn't fun. So I did what most people did. By the time I was in high school, I was self-medicating. As I said, depression can coexist with substance abuse disorder, which I had. I abused drugs for many years to cover up my depression. No, it didn't help. It only numbed the pain. And it took me many more years to figure out that what I needed was to get off the drugs and clear my mind. It was only after that point in my life that I finally figured out what I wanted to do. God. I decided to study psychology so I could help people like me. People who were different. Just not the same. When I was 14, I tried to commit suicide. Things got that bad. I spent a week at the Harris County Psychiatric Center, being put on half a dozen medications, emptiness, mind-numbing medications. I was a teenager. I didn't know what to do. I had no rational thoughts about how to deal with my problems. I had no expectations of what I could get out of the world. I had nothing. Not even an imagination at that point. Yeah. Depression is a lifelong illness. As you can see, I struggle with it even today. It's one of the hardest things I have ever had to deal with. That being said, it's also one of the most treatable mental disorders out there, surprisingly. For those who actually follow the prescribed treatments, approximately 80% of people actually see an improvement in their depressive symptoms. Me? I tried another way. I always thought there had to be another way. A better way. You see, the human mind is like a mansion. It has 1,000 doors, with each one hiding a secret skeleton. It has hundreds and hundreds of windows, where sunlight never penetrates, and the only thing that shines brightly are the shadows from the darkest corners of your life. That's how I describe depression. Depression is like the silent elephant in the crowded room. It's the one thing nobody talks about. Believe it or not, 2 out of 3 people with depression will never seek treatment. They do this because of social stigmas or personal reasons. They don't want to be known as the person who has mental issues and therefore had to go seek help for them. Yes, even today, people like me are still seen as different. Just not the same. But I don't feel that way anymore. Now I can see it. A brighter future. One of these days, I hope that I'll be able to help people with depression the same way I was able to help myself. Because every day now, when I wake up in the morning, I can do it with a smile. Because I know that when this is all said and done, I'm going to leave my mark on this world. God, that's all I can say. Thank you for listening.